Still working on an intro, but welcome everyone to episode 2 of our Volkswagen Myteam. Episode 1 at Bahrain. Absolute disaster class from the team. Liam Lawson crashes out turn 1. We get turned into turn 1 going into turn 1. Then on the safety car restart for Liam Lawson's crash, Latifi takes us out and knocks us into the pileup of cars. We get rear wing and front wing and floor damage. And at that point, we're pretty much done. Michael Massey didn't call a safety car for some reason. Don't know why. And you could really tell I'm a racing driver by the fact I took no responsibility for any of the crashes or actions. And that's how you know you're a true driver. Let's take a quick look at R&D going into this week. We are ahead of Williams, about on par with Aston Martin. We're about on par with Aston Martin, and you can see our recent upgrades, which should be coming in soon. But let's get into the weekend at Jeddah, one of my favorite circuits. I can't get over that. Actually kind of looks like Nico Rosberg, like a young Nico Rosberg, a little bit. If he had the long hair, maybe a little bit. Quali time in Jeddah, and I think out of any track we could possibly get a miracle out of Q1 performance with our car, this might be it. So let's see what we can do. The Myteam car in fast corners usually is okay earlier in the year. And here we are on our first hot lap of our qualifying session, and this is a track that we usually get around pretty well. I would say if there's one track I can absolutely maximize my car, this would probably be it. And we get off on our first lap to a decent start. We're, as always, very tentative on the first lap, just trying to ease the car through and put up a time. And the issue with this lap became Max Verstappen decided to give us no space and was literally on our gearbox the whole lap, and you could see the proximity arrow. And he was really pressuring me, and don't worry, I felt the pressure, and I was definitely making some mistakes, and I was just very worried he was going to pass me at some point and throw off my time, which he did a little bit. We probably threw off him more than he did us. He still did a better time than us, and we did about a 1:31, so a decent lap. But here we are for our second flying lap. Had to put a new set of tires. Our braking at the 100-meter board down to 4th gear. Sometimes I take that in 3rd, then we're going to downshift to 3rd, take a little bit of the curb, let it hook us through. Easy on the power. Just try and get nice, easy acceleration through there. This is, I think, one of the hardest corners on the track. And you down to 4th, accelerate, upshift to keep the rear end stable, and then a very difficult little chicane or section of the track, especially when your car lacks a lot of downforce, which ours does. We get through there okay. You can hear we had to lift a whole lot, though. And here we are braking at the 50-meter board, down to 4th gear. And we were going to accelerate, get close to the wall. Just kidding. I was driving very scared. And then another very difficult corner, especially with the lack of downforce. Downshift to 5th. Probably should have went to 4th. Hook that inside curb, let it ride out to the wall, and now into a long straight. We're pretty much getting a tow from Joe. Is that Joe? I think it's a Haas. We're getting a tow from a Haas the whole lap, which is really helping our time. And this is where we lose our lap time. Just a little late on the brakes. We were up a 10th up, and now we're pretty much down on our delta. And our delta was not ideal in the first place. So that corner right there is going to possibly make the difference. Last corner, braking at about the 75, 80 meter board, or 80 meters. Let it ride out to the wall. We get a pretty good exit, hug the inside, and can we get out of Q3? No. Bottled it. Oh, I forgot what turn it was. Going on. I just compromised my exit. I forgot what turn it was. I'm so bad at turn numbers, but holy, it was right before the big long straight. I screwed that chicane up. Oh. I think I had it. All right, Liam starts P21, we start P17. It would have been tight. We were still with 3/10 off Gasly.
We're here today on the shores of the Red Sea in the lower Hijaz Mountains to visit one of the newest circuits on the Formula One calendar. We're in Jeddah, home to what we all hope is going to be a thrilling Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Perez, and Sir Lewis Hamilton and Russell, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Ocon and Guan Yu Zhou, Ricardo, Bottas, Kevin Magnussen and Mick Schumacher, Gasly, Bird, Alex Albon and Sebastian Vettel, Stroll, Liam Lawson, Latifi and Yuki Tsunoda. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience...
All right, boys, let's get it. You know what? I'm really happy with Liam Lawson's performances so far. He's getting a lot more out of the car than I expected he would. I was used to a different teammate in a different universe. If you know, you know. Let's make sure our diff is good. But we are in a decent P6 team. Did someone really take a grid penalty? Someone might have taken a... I think so. I don't get how people take grid penalties. I guess maybe... That's interesting. I guess Park Ferme if they had to make a change. Alrighty, here we go. 5 red lights from Jeddah. And it is lights out. And away we go. An okay start. I wouldn't say anything crazy. I just want to stay away from cars on turn 1 this time. And we do. No one hit me, please. Wow, we actually gained 3 places. That was an amazing start. I didn't even realize it was that good. So we're up into P13 already. Nico Rosberg making moves. Haas behind us. We get a whole lot of understeer. We are going to be under fire here. At some point, I have to make a decision if it's even worth fighting. And it is. We might as well stick our nose in there early. If we fall off pace later in the race, we fall off pace. But early on, let's enjoy being this high in the leaderboard. Every ounce of battery to keep Schumacher behind us. Yellow flag in front of us. Schumacher's going to go down the inside. And yeah, he gets us. We didn't really defend or even posture to defend, so... Mick, very opportunistic. Schumacher, Rosberg, just like old times. There's a pile of cars in front of us that's really backing us up, but that's perfectly fine by me. You're not going to see me complaining about cars fighting each other and pulling me along. K-Mag is going to zoom by us. We have the inside line, though. We're not going to give him anything for free, and we're actually going to keep him behind us by holding that inside line. So having DRS there was really crucial. I'm sure K-Mag's going to fight us again, but we're again going to push him to the outside. We're going to respect K-Mag, give him plenty of space. And we just do not have the acceleration the Haas does, and the Haas makes the move. And now we are under fire from Pierre Gasly. It's going to be a project, and it might be a few years before we're competitive, but it's got to be frustrating for him to be a world champion winning car, or a championship level winning car. And now he has to go drive an absolute backmarker. So it's going to take a lot of patience from Nico. I'm sure he wants to be fighting Lewis Hamilton at the front. The one Haas is going to go wide of Magnussen. He's going to fight with Schumacher, and we're going to actually take advantage of that situation, and we're going to move up a spot. Will we hold the spot? No. But we're going to enjoy it. We get a great exit through that chicane, and here we go. We're going to deploy some ERS, close up the Schumacher. Yes. That Haas is very quick. We're going to go to the inside, maybe even a little too late. And I misjudged the braking a bit. I misjudged the braking a lot. I actually caused K-Mag to hit us. I really hope he doesn't have damage, because that was poor driving by me. I'm not even going to defend the inside line. I made a dirty move on K-Mag, kind of. So we're going to actually let K-Mag go. And the other Haas is going deep. All the Haas's are going deep. Haas of Magnussen, man, stepping out. The Haas does not look like a very planted car around here, that's for sure. But we are doing a great job of keeping behind keeping Gasly out of our DRS. Thank you, K-Mag. K-Mag's really doing us a favor right now. We did fall out of DRS. We're starting to fall back a bit. We are going to have to deploy some batteries, see if we can maybe close this up. Staying in DRS here is crucial to our race. This is not good that we sort of fell back a bit, and we are very low on battery right now too. We're falling about 1/10 a lap, maybe even 2/10 a lap right now. We're really feeling the tire wear, and just the lack of power in the straights is really becoming quite obvious when we don't have ERS. We got a caution in front of us, don't know what for. Latifi is out of the session, shock. George Russell out of the session. That's got to be safety car, yep. So it seems, yep, Russell is going to have to pull over for an engine issue. I don't know what happened to Latifi. I'm assuming he just shunted it into the wall. Our engineer actually didn't even recommend that we box, but we decided to box anyways. I was a little confused there on the strategy call that our engineer didn't even bring us the possibility of boxing. But being the experienced driver I am, Nico Rosberg is going to make a box. Or he's going to pit. We get a good stop. We actually gain a spot out of the pits. And we're up into P11. We gain a few spots. Wow. That was a great stop from the team. I think a few cars got backed up. And we are up into P11. Can I time this? I went wide. Can I time this perfectly? We're flying by Ricardo. We timed that well. We're going to have to brake a little early. Oh, Ricardo with the classic Danny Rick dive. I love it. I love it. Can't complain. Can't complain seeing Danny Rick do Danny Rick things. We're still in P11. Didn't lose any places. Danny Rick is just... We did get a great restart, but we did kind of get boxed in by Danny Rick and the Alpine, so... Cannot afford to let these guys pull out in front of us. I am fine deploying... Just staying up here as long as I can maximizes my chance at points versus just not using my battery. I'd rather drain my battery now and hold track position and see what happens. Ricardo and Ocon make contact. Wow, 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 wow. I was not ready for that. I was not even ready to commentate that. That's how surprised I was of what just happened. Danny Rick getting his elbows out against Esteban Ocon, who we know loves to get his elbows out. Maybe he loves getting his elbows out a little too much. Walmart version of Max Verstappen. We're right on Esteban Ocon's gearbox. We're going to go down the inside. And we're actually going to be up into the points. Nico Rosberg up into the points in the second race with Volkswagen in an absolute tractor. Only Nico Rosberg things. This is why they brought him out of retirement. They knew he would get the absolute most out of this car. And he's here for the project of Volkswagen becoming a top tier team in Formula One. It is crucial we stay within DRS of Ricardo. And with DRS is enabled. Our teammate is in the pits. That is not a good sign that he didn't pit during the safety car or he has damage. Either one is horrible and not really good on his part. Our strategy for this race seems a little questionable. Nico had to make the call himself to come in. We're actually pulling out some time from Ocon, so I'm wondering if Ocon boxed for damage. It looks like he just fell way back in the order. I can't really tell what happened to Ocon. He might have damage. I don't think we ever made contact with him, so unless he hit our back and we didn't even really feel it. We should get DRS here, and we do. It is crucial that we close up. We're going to have to deploy some battery to make sure we get DRS down the long straight. We're really starting to feel a lot of understeer in the car right now. Every time our tires seem like they degrade pretty quick and we lose a whole lot of grip. Like we will. Looks like we'll hit the detection. Ricardo and Schumacher are actually going to go side by side. Can we get a through goes? Oh, Rosberg? No. Mick closes the door, but we are going to get DRS. That fighting's good for us, but we are under attack from Gasly. We kind of had to pull back a little bit because of Schumacher, and we do not have the straight line speed of that AlphaTauri. Gasly's going to move over late. That is a little dangerous. We're actually going to dive. We're going to make contact. We're going to get front wing damage. That was not ideal from us. not ideal from us, and I don't think it was really great from Pierre either. He moves under braking, or not under braking, but moved on the straight late. And yeah, we're really feeling that wing damage. Could be that move right there could very much cost us any chance at points. But I think Gasly also has damage. We're not gonna box. We're gonna get this car across the line. We do have 6 laps. We're gonna be losing a ton of time each lap. And I really didn't. I wanted to just stay on. I wanted Pierre to go to the inside line, and he moves over kind of late, covers us off. I would say, to me, it seems like a racing incident. I'm not going to really put all the blame on Pierre. I was also at blame. I didn't have to dive down the inside either. Gasly has damage, though, and he's backing up the pack. So it's given us a chance to maybe pull some time. Yeah, it's the understeer is we're getting with this wing damage is just insane. And we are already under fire from both Alfa Romeos. I do not think... We are not going to hold these guys off long. Bottas is going to go down our inside. It'd be nice if we could like just automatically fix our front wing somehow. But we are all over the road right now. And there goes the point stream slipping from our fingers. Oh man, that was tough. I just wanted to stay on that outside line. And then Gasly got in front of us and kind of made like a very abrupt move to cut us off. And so I had to go to the inside, or else when I brake, they'd probably just break into the back of him anyways, and we make contact. To me, racing incident. I think both drivers could have maybe handled the situation differently and both avoided getting damage, but Michael Massey thinks the same, as no driver was given penalty. He thinks the damage that both drivers suffered is enough penalty, and I would agree with him. Magnussen's now, we're gonna probably get us here. I probably can't win it back, Mark. But we are doing our best to get this car across the line. We actually take out the Joe runs into the back of us there. And we have a safety car. I'll have to watch the replay of that. Like, I am going slowly. There's not really much I can do about it. It's his job to get around me there, right? We're causing a whole bunch of questionable incidents this race. The question is boxing worth it for us here to grab the new wing? And I'm gonna say it probably is. I don't know if this is the right decision, and it probably wasn't, but yeah, I probably should have just stayed out and just done the one lap. Yeah, this was a bad call. This was a bad call by me. This was a pretty dumb decision. And we are just gonna go. We're gonna deploy our battery, sit in the slipstream of Gasly. Pretty much the same situation, except this time he doesn't move over to the inside. We're gonna stay to the outside, and we're gonna get the move done on Gasly. We're gonna make a move on Seb, maybe. Take a lot of the inside curb. And we get 2 moves done. We're up into P16. These fresh softs are really gonna benefit us here. Aston Martin's kind of getting boxed in by the Alpine. Oh, we almost lose the rear end. Seb's gonna fight us back. Oh man, I am causing all the incidents, aren't I? I am causing every incident in the world right now. I might have to get a race ban for how bad I've driven. I might have to get a race ban. I think I might deserve a race ban for how many incidents I might have caused this race. Underbody, side pod damage and underbody damage. But I think it is not going to affect us enough to really make a difference here. The AlphaTauri is just all over the track. We're going to go around the outside of Stroll, get the power down nice and early. We get the move done. We're going to deploy ERS here. This is just fun. This is just fun racing. Cause another incident going into turn 1. We make more contact. There's debris flying everywhere. We get a double overtake done. We're into P13. The Williams is going slow. The Haas is going slow. The Williams almost hits us of Alex Albon. We are just pushing like a banshee. The Haas is definitely carrying damage. We should be able to blow by him here. He gets a really good exit though, K-Mag does. That was Daniel Ricciardo late on the brakes and we make more contact, bro. I deserve a race ban and we are 1 second out from the points. Anything for points. I am showing that. You will do anything to get a point and we're 2 seconds back. I don't think we're gonna run out of laps. The softs were the move though. The softs were definitely the right decision. Doesn't help I can't make a single clean overtake, but the softs were the right decision. Nonetheless, we deserve a race ban for that performance, but we are going to come across the line with an extremely eventful race in P11. Verstappen wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and we finished P11. Decent.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home. And that brings the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix to a close as we reflect on the team's impressive performance today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Stewards. I think Nico Rosberg might have to have a few words with Michael Massey, because boy oh boy was that not my cleanest race. So we did finish P11 though. We can't really complain about that.